and welcome to my presentation. I will be exploring semiology and comparing two children's charities adverts, how it's used, why, and the impact. First of all, semiotics was developed by someone called Ferdinand de Saussure in the 20th century. He studied how language creates meaning. Another pioneer in the study of semiology is Roland Barthes. He specifically studied how we make meaning through the use of interpretation of signs and symbols. So we have connotations and denotations. They are the two principal methods of describing the meaning of words. So connotation is the wide range of positive and negative associations that most words naturally carry, whereas the denotation is the precise and literal definition of a word that might be found in the dictionary, for example. So he stated, heterogeneous objects, what might they have in common? This at least are all signs. This car tells me the social status of its owner. This garment tells me quite precisely the degree of its wearer's traditionalism or eccentricity. So to break this down a bit more, Barthes also says that all signs and all symbols consist of a signifier, which is something's physical form, so a sound, a word, image. It's then signified, which means the actual meaning, so the idea expressed by the sign. So in this example, the car and the garment are objects, they are the signifier. So it is then signified because they are quite high end and high class and shows potentially a luxurious lifestyle. So the first advert I looked at was an NSPCC advert. It was called What Happens When You Contact Childline. So the message and the purpose was to educate children who are being abused, essentially. So here's a short clip from the advert. So, okay. So the impact on the audience, which is the children, was like a conversation directed to the viewer, the child. It was very simple concepts. The first, it states what the viewer might be going through, then it shows an animation with a range of solutions, and then it promotes why the services are actually important to use. So the key components of this advert is that it's made to encourage communication to create solutions. It's made for children, but also urges adults to speak out too. Everything discussed is protected by Childline. And the contact number is 0800 and then two peace signs, so 0800 1111. So to measure its success towards the audience, first of all, the colour scheme was very playful. Use primary colours like red, blue, and yellow, which is suitable as it intrigues the audience. Secondly, the voiceover in the advert is very friendly and gentle, so the tone of voice comes across as like a genuine conversation. And finally, the fact that the whole video consists of so many paper cutout animations automatically relaxes and appeals to the audience. Many techniques were used, like pop-up animations, stickers, school books, which is all familiar items to the audience. There's a flip book animation and even a chatter box, which is creative and engaging with the audience as it's a familiar game. So the second advert I looked at was by Save the Children. The video I explored was called Still the Most Shocking Second a Day. The message and purpose is to donate. So here's another short clip from the advert. Okay, so this advert was actually very successful. The key result was that it promoted that refugee crisis in Syria isn't just a story but on the news, but it's actually happening right here and right now. And from this advert alone, there was an increase of £53 million of aid. And right after it was recorded, it means that an extra 340 million children were actually rescued from Europe and the Middle East. So it was very successful. The method used to create the advert was it was just 1 second clips of a journey of a young girl becoming a refugee. It starts on her 10th birthday and ends on her 11th birthday. The whole concept is actually very clever. It uses a British girl who goes through a journey of becoming a refugee in a war-torn England. The aim is to break the whole mindset of British people, thinking that since the Syrian refugee crisis is in another country and they're all Muslim children, they're used to that sort of life by now, but there's loads of barriers to break this and this sort of mindset just through this advert, which is why it's so shocking. Finally, I've got a few references that you may take a look at. Thank you very much for listening.